Hey, J-Bro's popping in here. Yeah, we're just in here on Shop Friday. Dad's over there messing around. I just want to touch base back on this CRT. So right now, I'll just pan you over here. I'm thinking a couple things. Moisture related, seals going from extreme warmth like in the shop to cold. And then I never really got into this control much, and this has never been used, but look at that. I think initially I had to force it a little bit because those are brand new seals in there, and I think they're just not broke in. But now this side works just fine. So, you know, sometimes those minor things just end up being simple. So I think something either froze up in here, because like I was mentioning before, let's say that 4-in-1 bucket had, let's just say, old hydraulic fluid that it came with, and that's basically all that possibly could have been. We don't know, but that's what I'm guessing, that sometimes some of this stuff that seems difficult actually isn't. But that's what is kind of going on here with the CRT today. Everything's tip top, running good. I just wanted to shout out to the Fortis HD tracks. Over 100 hours on these. Absolutely total game changer. No issues, just phenomenal. I'll bring you over here to show you what Dad's working on. So we've been battling this Yamaha Phaser 99 here all season, and honestly it's been getting battled for, let's just say, 3 seasons. Long story short, we replaced the seal down in the below the piston, replaced that, adjusted the clutch a little bit. And long story short, all that stupid stuff going on, there was a goddamn mouse that got in the air box, and that was right here. So this thing was filthy as heck, so I cleaned all that out. And then basically this area, oh, this part here, well, this is this cap, and then this is the cap that goes in there. Well, this was full of frickin' grass and crap from a mouse. Basically had a nest in there. Well, why do we think it was running partially lean and all this, that, and other thing? Well, it's packed full of crap. So right now we're digging into the carbs because it's like, well, the airbox's been dirty. Anyway, long story short, this thing was kind of governing out at 40 miles an hour. I think we got the issue addressed over there. Well, this other sled over here, identical to that one, I picked this up for like $600 at the end of last season. This thing really didn't have any engine issues. It just came with a track right here with, what are those, 1/4-inch lugs? So basically the track is shot. So I found a track through a buddy around here for $100, and it actually comes with a studded track, much like the other Phaser over there. So basically what we did is the boys pulled all this apart, and they did all this themselves. I helped get I'll just say the track system out of here. Long story short, we have to add tunnel protectors under the tunnel for the studded track, which then we've got tunnel protectors right here. So right now, while Dad's messing around with the clutch over there, I got to remove the seat right here. It's just 2 bolts in the back, and then fortunately just snaps in here on the side. So that's kind of what we're doing today. It's a beautiful day out. I'm probably going to scrape some snow later today, but we got to get these sleds out of here, and we got to get them ready to go back into storage because they've been annoying us far too long. We got other projects that actually generate money, not these, I'll call them, what do you call it, gas income reducers, because we don't ride them because you can't, because we're always wrenching on them. And then all they do is cost us time and money. It's like, oh, maybe we should just sell them and be done with it. But boys like riding anyway. So if I have any other exciting stuff popping up later today in our Shop Friday, I'll holler back to you. But hopefully everything goes smooth on this end. And yeah, we got some awesome projects coming up this year, so it should be amazing. Yeah, we were sitting here wondering on this 99 Phaser, what is the problem? We had a leak on the piston, so below that we replaced the seal. We tuned up the clutch, got the clutch all diaper dandy, things idling great, all that fun and games. And we're sitting here, we're about ready to dive into carb cleaning and going through those. Little did we know, little frickin' mice got under the air box, and yeah, I think we might have found the problem. Unfrickin' believable. I mean, she still needed to be gone through, but hopefully this is the answer. Yeah, we had gotten the carb off here. This is one of the main jet bolts there. Look at down in the light. See how plugged up that thing was? That's what that's supposed to be like. And then down in here, just filthy. We're just shocked that this was even running. And the crazy part is, this side is the side that we believed might be running better. Yeah. So,
and this here side was super clean.
Yeah, so that is just bizarre. But like how this thing even sat and idled beautifully with that is beyond us. So I like, who knows? Sometimes you just need to tear into it. But kind of interesting. I wanted to get more info on what was going on here, but we had so many projects going yesterday. I'll just get you caught up exactly what took place. And you'll see in my photos, this airbox was full from a mouse getting up here. He snuck up through here, climbed in, made a nest. We cleaned that out. Well, with all that garbage that was in there, with the fact that we ran it, all that dust and dirt and all that crap got in through into the carburetors. The one carburetor was super clean. The other one was totally filthy. One of the jet screws, which I'll try to drop a photo in, was absolutely just gummed up pack. I have no clue how this thing was idling so good. It just made no sense. How it even ran makes no sense. With all that being said, that was the final thing that we ended up doing on this. Jackson took that out, test drove it, absolutely ran phenomenal. So this sled is finally good to go. So that puts an end to the 500 phaser here. So a lot of things that just weren't maintained or brought up to specs over the last, let's say, 3 some odd years. But now it's all up to date and ready for next season, because this season is basically over with. And I'll bring you over to the current situation we're working on right now. Okay, yeah, so basically catching back up on this phaser here now. This is the one we had to pull the clutch and pull the track on. And the good part about this was Jackson and I, we had tag teamed getting the suspension out of here and whatnot. And then Jackson Jay, they had pulled out, we'll just call it the drive shaft in there, and got that out. Well, then they got the track back on, and then obviously when I popped in yesterday, I needed to do a couple things with those tunnel protectors on right there, those black things. So I put those on, and then that required taking the seat off, obviously. And then I put the suspension back in there, and the good part is Jackson remembers how he took this apart. And the cool part about having his help here is I'm not insanely mechanical, so we're both kind of learning the mechanics at the same time, which is super helpful. And then of course we got Grandpa, where he can kind of give his insight on what's going on, but it's making it super easy. So as far as we know, the problem with this sled wasn't running, or it was running just fine. It was the fact, like I mentioned before, the track over there was just trash. Then we did notice when we were putting it back together, and the guys didn't have the heart to tell me because I didn't notice, but that's usually a sign of a leaky head gasket there. But that's probably going to be a fall project, or excuse me, a next year project, because, you know, whatever. We've hardly ridden this year anyway. So Jackson's just putting this back together now, and then this is going to be good to go. This sled's all good to go. The one thing I want to address on this sled is this seat from when we bought it is just trash. So what I'd like to do is maybe peel this seat off and restitch a new section in there. That's getting a little bit aggressive and a little bit out of my wheelhouse, as I've never done that. But that's kind of the only thing on all these sleds that needs to be done. Like I said, this is a 2000. This is a 99. This is a 98. Or maybe that's a 99. I don't remember. Whatever. It's older. And then that phaser's 99. And then that Skidoo over there is a 2003. So we don't have any top-notch sleds here. They work for what we do. But yeah, that's where we're at from shop day from yesterday. Just trying to tie up some loose ends right now. I just got this plywood. I brought it from the basement. It's kind of a crappier sheet I didn't notice on quality control when I was picking them up. I need to put the ceiling up here. So right now I have this temp light right there. Well, once I put the ceiling up there and then I'll get a light fixture up in there, and then I'll get a switch for this nut and bolt room. And this has kind of gotten chaotic in here. I've been just storing random stuff in here. So long story short, up here, I'm going to get another spot of storage up there. And then we've got to do something with this wall. But here again, too, I could throw so much information at you what we're trying to do. There's just so many things right now. Let's get these sleds operational, get these things out of here so we can move on to the next phase. And like I said, we're getting closer to spring, so everything should be coming together. But anyway, please like, subscribe, comment down below. J Bros out.